Chapter 27, Caroline McNutt. You can taste the coming winter in the air. It gets colder every week. And winter is really winter where we live. The kids at Chokecherry Middle School don't care. We don't even notice. School spirit keeps you warm no matter what the temperature is. If I don't get elected 8th grade president next year in a landslide, it'll be a crime against student government. As much as Daniel Faraz may try to take credit for the paper chain, everybody knows that 7th grade took the lead on this one. And who's in charge of 7th grade? Caroline McNutt. That's who. You're welcome, world. And it is the whole world now. We've been interviewed by media outlets from 4 different continents. What's the problem, Australia? Real Talk is up nearly 1 million followers since he moved to Chokecherry to report on our story. We've reached donations of supplies and paper change from all 50 states, plus 11 other countries. You think a little cold weather and a few flurries can stop us now? Godzilla couldn't stop us now. Shivering in my jacket, I'm supervising a group of kids unloading a cube van with Illinois plates. Most of our donations come packed in cartons. But when we open the van, we find the back jammed with chain. Sophie grabs one end and we start pulling it out. She's halfway to the parking lot before I can realize that the entire payload is a single endless line of connected paper links. Pretty soon, all of my volunteers are stretched back and forth across the front of the school, while the unbroken chain rustles in the cold wind. Suddenly, Michael explodes out the front door, waving his clipboard and shouting, "What are you doing? I still have to count those!" "They weren't any boxes," I explained. When we opened up the van, all of this was in the back. The driver hands me an envelope with the logo of an elementary school in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. I open it and Michael and I read the letter inside. Dear Chokecherry Middle School, we can tell you what inspiration your message of tolerance and remembrance has been to us. Our students have been coming in early every morning for the past 3 weeks to work on our paper chain to add to yours. Please attach these 1,986 links to your... Michael draws in a wheeze of cold air that must be painful. "Are you okay?" I ask him. He pulls out his phone and keys numbers rapidly into the calculator function. And then he wheels and pounds up the steps and back into the school. "Wait here," I tell my crew, "and don't pull too hard on the chain. You don't want to rip it." I take off after Michael. I catch up with him at the library, which is packed with paper chainers, busily cutting and gluing. "Stop!" he barks. "Stop working!" "Michael, what's going on?" Wordlessly, he shoves his phone under my nose. The number on the calculator reads 6,023. "We did it," he croaks. 6 million. We hit 6 million. The roar that rises from the assembled paper chainers nearly raises the roof. For an instant, glue stick, scissors, and instruction paper are airborne, hanging like a cloud over the library. Then it's all raining down on us as we embrace one another and dance like maniacs. A bottle of Elmer's glue bounces off my head as I'm hugging Michael, and it actually hurts. But who cares? All I can think of is that this makes me the greatest 7th grade president in the history of student government. Those hard times in Chokecherry Middle School couldn't sell enough raffle tickets to even pay for the prize might as well be 100 years ago. This is the top, the pinnacle. 1 minute, we're all going nuts, with pure joy hitting 6 million. Then we get all quiet as we remember what that number represents. We're still cheering inside, but we're also thinking about 6 million lives snuffed out by the worst kind of evil the world has ever known. But it's not the same rah-rah celebration, but just the idea of the statement we've made fills us with pride. Dana stands with her hands clasped and her hand bowed respectfully, and the rest of us take our lead from her. Mr. Radimus rushes into the library. What's all the noise about? What's going on? He looks around, bewildered, because there isn't any noise. We're motionless and solemn. In answer, Michael shows him the number on his phone calculator. Our staid, dignified principal blurts, "No way." "Yes way!" Pouncy bellows right in his face, and the party starts up again, led by Mr. Radimus. I remember that I left the group of kids outside in the cold with the paper chain that put us over the top. By the time I run down to get them, the text messages are flying all around the school and throughout town. As I pass the gym, a volleyball game is interrupted, and the players from both teams give me a round of applause. Kids high-five me in the hall. Even the detention room echoes with shouts of triumph, which grow even louder when Miss LeMay lets everyone go early. I get swarmed and thanked by kids who are usually bombarding me with spitballs. When at last I make it outside, our final strand of chain is frosted with snow. I make everybody go downstairs and stand near the furnace to thaw out. Michael and Dana find me there, sweating in my coat and sniffling a little from the emotion of what we accomplished. It would be emotional for anyone in student government, but it counts double for me, since I've never had an accomplishment before. Despite many years of trying, it's really a big deal. A really big deal. We're going to see Real Talk, Michael informs me. Someone should let him know we've hit 6 million. Mostly we're going to tell him to leave, Dana answers pointedly. If the paper chain project is over, so is his excuse for camping out across the street from our school. Camping out isn't a bad way to describe the vlogger these days. Now that the first bite of winter is here, he's pitched a tent around his usual spot in the park, and he has a space heater that runs off a small portable generator that sits on the other side of the campus. You can hear the half pudding halfway across town. It's so loud that he has to shut it down when he does the interviews and records his videos. Not that there are many interviews now that the weather has changed. Michael tries to knock on one of his tent poles, but there's no chance to be heard over the generator, so I poke my head inside the tent flap. Mr. Talk? The vlogger huddles in his parka in front of the space heater. By a strange coincidence, or maybe not, he looks eerily like he does on YouTube, since his voluminous scarf and ski hat covers his face everywhere except for the letterbox view from eyes to lower lip. I always feel weird when I see him, because of the terrible things he said about our town. On the other hand, it's thanks to his vlog and website that the news of our paper chain spread so far and wide. So without him, there's no way my student government career would have ever reached the summit I hit today. Spying us, Real Talk reaches outside the tent and switches off the generator. What's up, kidlets? We've got news, I announced, releasing The big reveal. Yeah, he yawns. You made your 6 million. Congratulations. Michael stares at him. How could you know so fast? He waves his phone at us. Talk Nation has eyes everywhere. I don't know why I'm surprised. He's always going on about Talk Nation like it's his personal CIA. Come to think of it, this probably just came from one of our classmates posting it on realtalk.com. Most of the kids were already fans, even before the guy moved into the park across the street. The urge to be the first to tell Adam Talk would have been irresistible. Tina speaks up. So I guess that means you'll be leaving town soon. The vlogger beams at her. Trying to get rid of me so fast? I thought you were grateful for all the publicity I brought you. We are, I rake in. We never could have gotten to 6 million without the attention you brought us. It's just that, Dana goes on. Dana goes on. Now that the paper chain is over, I just figured you assume that the paper chain is what brought me here. Real talk clucks. I expected more from the daughter of 2 PhDs. How do you know who my parents are? Dana asks sharply. When you have 17 million followers, they tell you an awful lot about an awful lot. You're Dana Levinson. Your parents are here with Wexford Smythe University. And you were the only Jewish kid at Chokecherry Middle School. Not true! Dana snaps. Right, Lincoln Rowley. Well played. If it weren't for the paper chain, why did you come here? Michael asks the vlogger. I'm glad you asked. Real Talk replies pleasantly. The paper chain was my excuse for coming here, but the story was always Chokecherry itself. I live in the big city, and that is an easy target for haters. Oh, the traffic, the crime, the rude people, the pollution, the garbage. But I always knew that if you scratch any small town, you find the same and even worse. So when I heard about the swastikas in the middle school and in a KKK pass that nobody will even talk about, much less admit to, I knew Chokecherry was the story I'd been dreaming about. I don't know what to say. I always looked the other way when Real Talk put down our town, because his vlog was so important to the paper chain. I was thinking like a 7th grade president, and our project needed him. But now I have to wonder what we did to make him hate us so much. I look over at Michael, and he seems pretty confused too. Fine, Dana tells him. You've got your story. We're all awful. So why don't you buzz off? Because my story's not over yet. I'm just about to post a new interview. Interested in a little preview? No, Dana says flatly. Everybody around here has already seen more from your YouTube channel than they need. She turns to Michael and me. Come on, guys, we're out of here. Smiling wider, Real Talk opens his laptop. Oh, you're going to want to stick around for this one. It's definitely worth your time. Chapter 27.